edition of Jofo in the Ring. And yes, my name is Frank Jofo, and we got a special guest here tonight for the Jofo in the Rings podcast. His name is the Meadowlands Monster. This interview was a couple of weeks ago. Since then, the Meadowlands Monster has separated his shoulder and is out of action right now. I want everybody to go and support the Meadowlands Monster in his journey back to the wrestling ring. We got your back. We're going to be supporting you 100%, Meadowlands Monster. And speaking about supporting, we have a great sponsor, the Balboa Bakery, 102 Saint Jean-Baptiste Boulevard, Local 52 in Chateauguay. Go the distance with Balboa Bakery, the greatest cannolis and the best Italian baked goods known to man. Go see Big Joe at Balboa Bakery. Tell him we sent you. Go the distance with Balboa Bakery. And let's get into the action, baby. You wrestle with the because I just mainly know you from Callous Wrestling, but you wrestle as well with Pro Wrestling Magic, is that correct?
Yeah. Right now I'm the heavyweight champion.
You're the longest reigning champion there, if I'm not mistaken, right?
500 plus days. Longest reigning Dark Arts champion. I had the title stripped from me, and then now I just took the heavyweight title off their champion. So now I started a new reign. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay. So like I said, we'll get into it. And we'll continue with that. And basically, I've seen you wrestle this guy Smiley. Can you? Right. Who is this character that you wrestle?
Smiley's pretty awesome, man. If we're being honest and stuff right now, he's probably one of the most talented guys on that roster for a guy his size. He wrestles like a luchador. You know what I mean? He's flipping around. He's doing 450s. He's doing moonsaults, and his moonsaults are crisp and beautiful. But he's one of the nicest guys I've met in the industry, and one of the most professional guys I've met.
You're over 7 feet tall. So for you as a big man in wrestling, could you describe the journey? Because I know that right now in professional wrestling, it's all about the super kick party, kicks and flips and somersaults and all that jazz. But for you as a 7 foot tall monster, can you describe the journey to professional wrestling for you?
I started late. I did the whole college basketball thing. Okay. I tried to play college sports and stuff like that. And it didn't really work out for me. I wasn't the greatest in school and stuff like that. So, about 4 years ago, I'm about 4 years in now. About 4 years ago, I had a pretty good job, and I lost it. And I kind of was fed up with the normal 9 to 5 and doing the same thing to try and support my family and all this stuff. Of course. I was like, listen, God bless me with a big frame. I can do a lot that most big guys can't.
That's for sure.
I'm not a cocky person, but I do have a look. I'm not a hideous looking person. So I figured, let me try my hand in wrestling. I've been a fan my entire life, like all of us are. And it's been working out to a certain extent.
Who's the big man that you probably watched for the first time and said, wow, I think I could do this too, kind of thing,
I remember Andre as a kid. But the first like real big guy that like really got me like, damn, man, like this guy's is Undertaker and Diesel.
Of course.
Those two were like really big for me, especially Diesel. Diesel's attitude, like everybody loves the Undertaker. I love the Undertaker. He's probably my all-time favorite big guy. But Diesel's attitude, he was a character, but he was like himself. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
And that's what I want to do, like I want people to be like, yo, is this really him or is this like a character? And I'm like, it's really me mainly, you know what I mean?
Well, because Diesel is a world champion, Undertaker as well. But I find that maybe, that era when they were both there, Diesel was more of the real character besides Undertaker. In this day and age, we all know what wrestling is all about, but
Yeah.
it's a thing that Undertaker never spoke. So it was all Paul Bearer. So when you hear Kevin Nash talking, it's like, wow, I can relate to this guy. Like he's a cool guy and obviously a great wrestler as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 second, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry.
Come on. You got dog duties, you know?
Don't worry.
Come on, Mama.
We added
Well,
everything down, so don't worry about it. It's all good, man.
no
If
worries.
something happens again, it's not a problem.
Hey, that shows that I'm a real person and an animal lover, so we can leave that one in there.
So let's get to the Catalyst side of it, because I've become a big fan of Catalyst Wrestling, and the first person that I recognized on Catalyst Wrestling was you when you fought, if I'm not mistaken, Anthony Gargone, if that's not how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And we're really big fans of Gas Digital and Ralph Sutton, Big J, and of course your manager, your Zach Amico. How did that whole partnership come about? Because you're part of the Hudson County Horror Show, so
Right.
I'm sure they saw something in you that said, hey, you know what, this guy is the real deal.
So my number one place, my home, my WWE, my AEW has been Magic. I've been there for like 3 years now straight. I started doing ring crew and busting my ass to finally get a spot. Like I did ring crew for almost a year.
Oh wow!
Without ever expecting anything spot on the roster. I'm a green guy. I didn't really know shit.
But you understand the grind that, you know what, if they see that I'm excited about this and I'm giving the effort to even to clean up and sweep at the end of an event, you know what I mean? They see that passion in you. So yeah, okay.
And even up to this point, I'm still, I'm there. I set up the ring, I set up the chairs. I'm the first one in, last one out mentality, and it's worked out for me. People see that, or certain people see that.
Of course.
But I forget exactly what show it was, but we were doing a show. It was Magic, and Zach was there, and somebody came over and he was like, "Hey, this guy wants to meet you." I came over to meet him, and he was like, "Listen, I overheard your they announced you from Secaucus, New Jersey. I'm from Secaucus, New Jersey. My grandfather was actually like the mayor of the town."
Oh,
and
wow.
So like Zach has like roots. In Secaucus.
The story is already made for you already.
Yeah. It's crazy. And like we're from the same area. We're from Hudson County, so we're both like scumbags in a way. We're both assholes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like we're just ourselves. Like when we do promos, people come over us and like, hey, can we do a promo? And we're like, yeah, sure. And like literally 9 out of 10 times, it's like one take. We do what we got to do, and people are like, that was great. And they're like, you want to do it again? And if Zach doesn't want to do it again, I'm good with it. You know what I mean? Because it's just so natural for us to feed off of each other. So
Zach, I find he loves professional wrestling. Eh? Like I could see it in his eyes, like those promos and when he has the makeup on. And I always tell him, like, oh, come check this out, because it's great. And honestly, it's like, and having a 7-foot monster, the Meadowlands monster next to him, it just helps the whole situation. And I know that Catalyst is honestly, it's going great. For us, I always tell my producer that if there was no restrictions here in Canada, because we're here in Canada, we have restrictions. We're on a curfew that everyone has to be inside by 8 o'clock.
I heard.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So
what is it? $1,400 fine?
It's I think that's the minimum, and if you have more people in the house or something, it could go up to $4,000, $5,000, even $6,000. So it's like, okay, like but just to say, like, how has the pandemic been for you in 2020? I know we're in 2021 now, but how was it for you in 2020, the pandemic? How did
I'm very grateful because being that I'm a truck driver in real life, not a Kevin Nash gimmick, like I'm a legit truck driver. Been driving for maybe 6 years now. Tractor trailers, not straight trucks. 53-foot tractor trailers. I've driven from Brooklyn to Portland, Oregon, and back. You know what I mean? So, the area of truck driving that I do is produce. I deliver to like U.S. Foods and these companies that house a lot of the product that gets distributed to Walmarts and ShopRites and all over the place. So like I've never stopped. It's slowed down A lot. So like my pocket obviously took a hit,
Of
but
course.
I wasn't stuck home like a lot of people kind of losing their minds. I was able to be
Exactly.
out. I was able to be on. I experienced it from a different perspective. I experienced what it's like to not have thousands and thousands upon thousands of people driving on the road and like constant traffic and constant stress levels through the
I'm
roof.
sure
And
that helps a little bit too, right? Because with
oh
the whole
my
traffic
God, dude,
situation.
I can't explain to you the feeling it was to like be able to be on the road and nobody was on the road.
I can
It
imagine
was a
how many
little
hours you have
apocalyptic.
sat in that truck in total nonstop traffic. Like I could just
Yeah,
imagine because
yeah.
I
So,
work on a steamship, so it's a little bit different. And
oh, that's cool, dude.
we deliver grain and iron ore and coal and all that stuff. But
Oh,
truck
wow.
drivers is more or less almost the same thing, but it's a different. You're on land, we're on sea, but
Yeah,
wow, I could just imagine like the hours upon hours that you've been sitting there just scratching your head. It's like, what
yeah,
the
yeah,
hell is
dude. Listen,
going
I started driving. I started driving. Like my first introduction was like, hey, here's a tractor trailer. You're delivering to the Bronx, or you're
Oh
delivering to
wow.
Queens, or you're delivering into Manhattan. And I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like literally, your day's shot.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. Because I'm leaving at. I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning almost every day. I'm in a truck from 3 o'clock in the morning until I get home around maybe 5, 6 o'clock at
Okay.
night. And it's like stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go,
And
stop, go.
what I've heard, like I watched, like I used to watch a show called Shipping Wars,
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it.
there was another one, the transportation. It was Shipping Wars, and they used to
Yeah, that they
deliver
did.
stuff
They
in New
did
York.
on.
And when they saw a package that had or something that had to go delivered to New York, they're like, "Oh my God,
Nope.
the traffic!" And I'm sure the traffic
Yeah.
is the real deal in New York.
It's not even funny, dude. If you got to go into New York, you either better be crossing the George Washington Bridge at like 4 in the morning, and there's still traffic at 4 in the morning. And then coming home, like if you get out of work, usual time 5:30 ish. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You're sitting in at least 2 hours of traffic. It takes you literally. They'll tell you as you're coming up to the bridge, they'll be like, "You're fucked. You better. I hope you have a really good smartphone. I hope you have some good tunes in your car, but you're not getting home anytime soon."
Oh
So
my
yeah,
God.
yeah, and especially when you gotta pee, because sometimes I can't stop. I'm constantly
Yeah, I
moving.
can.
Uh, I'm like if I got a window of opportunity to book and like be booking down the
Yeah.
turnpikes and getting to where I gotta go, I'm like I'll hold it until I stop somewhere, dude. I'm not gonna stop because I'm not a traffic guy. I'm really big. I don't fit in anything. So like to sit in a truck all day, I don't even know why I chose that profession, dude. To tell you the truth, I did it to myself.
Hey, you know what? What people used to say, whatever pays the bills in the end, right? In the end, so
Exactly,
it is
exactly.
what it is, and especially during a pandemic, a job like yours, as similar to mine, is an essential job.
Essential
So
worker.
we're
Yeah,
one of the lucky ones out there, and I'm sure like a lot of these people out there that are not working and not even collecting a stimulus check or whatever the case
yeah.
may be.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
It's
I'm like, I'm grateful. I mean, it's crazy what's going on, but like, I'm just glad I can do my part. You know what I mean? In all this.
exactly. Exactly. If it's a
So,
little part, a big part, it's we're helping in the end.
right,
And
right, exactly.
in New York, how's the pandemic been for everybody in New York? Is it is you guys have curfews or you
It
have
was
quarantine?
bad.
How
No,
is
there's no curfews. Things closed down by
okay,
like 10 o'clock.
okay,
So like around 10 o'clock, if you didn't get yourself some food somewhere, if you wanted to order out or something
everything's
like that,
closed.
yeah, you're kind of screwed unless you go to like fast food or something like that. 7-Eleven stay open, Dunkin' Donuts stay open, but it's not that bad, man. We're in a bad area. Like New York was rough. Like I don't live in New York. I live in
Okay,
Jersey. That's my area. And we've been pretty fortunate. We had a lot of cases, but I haven't experienced that like complete like oh my god, everything is
yeah.
shut down. I can't do anything. I haven't experienced that, so I'm pretty lucky with that stuff.
You're from New Jersey. I'm from Montreal, but I'm a big Ranger fan.
Yes, sir.
Are you a New
Yes,
Jersey fan or
sir.
a Ranger fan? Which side are you
No,
on?
I'm a Jersey fan. I
You're a
mean,
Jersey.
I'm a Jersey fan, but I'm a Ranger fan.
Okay,
I'm not a
okay.
Devils fan. All right, I don't like that crap. I don't support that. I don't. Nah, man. But to be completely honest, I've been to more Devils games than I've been to Rangers games.
Okay, okay.
It's
There's that
really
rivalry
expensive.
there. Like I watch it on TV, and I wish sometimes I could be in that arena with the atmosphere and the intensity of
Yeah.
that rivalry. And I could just imagine. But
Yeah,
getting back
one
to
of
the
my best
wrestling,
friends.
getting
One of
back to
my
the
best friends is a Devils fan, and we're constantly like, when the Devils win, they're like, "Oh, yo, we beat you guys," and I'm like, "Who cares? You're the Devils. You suck. Like you good. We gave you a win, you know."
So getting back to the wrestling, Catalyst Wrestling, what is there? Are there big plans for Catalyst Wrestling? Because right now, I know right here we're big fans of Colby Carino, and he became the
Yeah, great dude.
Catalyst champion, and we want to congratulate him once again for becoming the champion. But we're waiting for the Meadowlands Monster to have that shot at the title. Is it coming in 2021?
I'm gonna put in as much work as I can. I would love to work Kobe, especially for the title. But I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes. I'm not trying to, overstate my boundaries. I do what I'm told to do. And if that day comes, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna blow it out of the water. Like I do. But right now, are there plans for us? I mean, we're just having fun
It seems
wrecking
like it. That's
people,
why
and
I like
you
this
know,
promotion because it seems like you guys are having fun. Like I said, with their dynamic with you and Zach Amico, it's killer. It's killer.
yeah, he's like my personal Paul Bearer, man. It's an amazing feeling.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
couldn't ask for a better manager. I think that he embodies what I would need if like the good thing about us is like I'm not an Undertaker in that sense. Like I can talk.
Yeah,
I can speak very well with my words. So like I can stay quiet and Zach can do all the chirping, and then I get that chance just to say something. I say what I got to say, and that's it. You know what I mean? I prove it out there in the ring.
because there's one thing about what me my first perspective is when you see somebody with a manager, you tend to say, okay, that wrestler is not great on the mic, but when you do have the opportunity to be on the mic, it's exceptional stuff, man. And honestly, I
Yeah.
think if Catalyst sees this hard work that you're putting in, I'm sure a future title shot is in the works for you for 2021. But is there anybody that you would like to wrestle in Catalyst Wrestling right now on the roster?
I get asked that question for like almost everywhere. Like, oh, who would you like to work? Who would you like to work? And the way I feel, the way I am right now is like I'll work anybody. I feel like if I'm the type of guy that's like, oh, I want this guy, I want this guy, I want this guy, and like I still have work to do to
Of
to
course,
get to
yeah.
the level of some of these guys. Um, I say I'll work anybody. I don't care who it is. I've worked Casanova Valentine, who's
Mhm.
like a deathmatch fucking god right now. I've worked technical wrestlers like Darius Carter. I've worked, crazy guys like Dirtbag Dan. I've worked guys who are in AEW like John Silver.
I've seen
Um,
that as
I,
well. Yeah, that's the great match with John Silver as well. Yeah.
yeah, a little powerhouse that he is. Um, I've wrestled guys, that are all over the place. So I like the competition. I like wrestling all different type of people. So like I don't care who I really wrestle right now. And on Catalyst's roster, I'm sure I'm gonna have my hand in a lot of the guys on that
That's for
roster.
sure.
Because I mean, you saw what I did to old school. I call him old school. I smacked him around a little bit. Like, don't get in my face. Listen, I'm not a little kid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I got 3 kids. I'm a grown ass man. I'm a truck driver. I'm a guy that's, been in the street. I've slept in bus stops. I've had nowhere to go. So like, there's nothing I'm scared of. There's nobody that's going to step in front of me that, listen, if you're going to knock me out, you're going to beat me up, you're going to do it, you're going to do it. But I'm going to take you down with me. I'm never going to put it past somebody that they're better than me or they're not better than me or they can hit me or they can't hit me. Anybody nowadays, you don't know what that person knows. You don't know what martial arts that person knows. You don't know if that guy
Exactly.
has a baseball bat or a knife in his pocket. So like anybody that steps to me, I'm going to be cautious of that person, but I'm also no slouch. I'm not going to back down from anybody. I'm 7 feet tall. I'm going to smack you around.
Well, that's another thing. Like, as our one of our co-hosts on the show is Jeremy Prophet, and he's been in the business for 15 years, and coincidentally, he faced Steve Carino in his retirement match back in the day with Kevin Steen from Montreal over here,
That's
and
awesome.
the thing is with him is the border restrictions. from Canada to US, because I like what we're understanding is it's a lot easier for the US wrestlers to get noticed, these big promotions, but us here in Canada, we could have the best wrestlers in the world, but nobody's getting noticed.
Right.
Have you ever wrestled in Canada in any of the Canadian promotions, or
I have not. It's definitely a place I want to go. Definitely a place I want to work. There's a huge history of wrestling out there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So like, that's definitely a place I would like to work. I know with all the restrictions, it's holding back a lot of talent out there.
yeah,
They can't get out there to wrestle. They can't get their shit out there. And I feel their pain because yeah, I'm in a big market myself, and I'm able to wrestle. I have a show coming up February 13th, defending the title for Magic. It's easy for us, I get it, but there's so much out here
yeah,
that there's people who don't even know who I am. I'm 7 feet tall, and I wrestle like
a
a
7 foot,
normal size
yeah, yeah,
dude. You know
yeah,
what I mean? I don't wrestle like a Frankenstein. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I have a great gimmick. I have a great manager. I have a great look. I put pride into everything that I do. My gear, my
Well,
boots,
I
my
saw those boots
title.
that you got there.
Yeah,
They're
you like
pretty
those,
sick boots. I have to
huh?
admit, man. I have to admit. What's the story? Did I see it right? There's a Puerto Rican flag behind your boots.
Cuban, Cuban,
Cuban.
Cuban.
It's a Cuban flag. Eh? So you're
I'm
Cuban descent.
Cuban. Yeah, I'm Cuban Italian, but I was raised mostly by my Cuban side. I don't really know my Italian side that much. I know my father's Italian and stuff like that, but like I was raised Cuban. I was raised in Hudson County. I grew up in Union City. My grandparents are from like right, straight from Cuba. Um, my mom was a single mom raising us, so she was always at work. My grandparents would pick us up from school. We do our homework there with them. I know how to speak Spanish fluently. Yo soy cubano. Mucha de la gente no saben eso. A lot of people don't know that I'm Cuban and that I can speak. You know what I mean? I'm bilingual, and it freaks people out because they look at me and the way society is nowadays. They look at me as I'm a white boy. They think I'm probably a Trump
You're the
supporter
the
or
big man.
but
Because it's
I'm not. You know what I mean? Like I'm a normal dude. I don't care about politics. I was raised from a Cuban family, hardworking Cuban family.
great
I
family
didn't have
values.
exactly,
Yeah.
and my mom would beat my ass if I did anything wrong. You know what I mean? If I disrespected, if I disrespected women, I hold doors open for women. I'm not the type of person to. They call me. I'm board 84. They call me a millennial. I don't see how I'm millennial. Like I, it's
I
just
get called
crazy
that
the
too.
way.
I was born in '83. A lot of people they say the same thing, but I don't get
I'm
that.
like,
So yeah.
how? I'm like, I didn't have. We had beepers when I was a kid, dude. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
We
I'm
used to
like,
roll our windows in the car
yeah,
back. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah. I just saw somebody talking about that. Like, yo, you have no idea what it feels like.
Yeah.
It was a complete arm workout. You didn't have to go to the gym, and if you wanted
or
to get
or
fancy, you'd reach
what's
over.
on TV tonight? Okay, throw me the TV guide. TV guide. What the hell is
Yeah,
that?
yeah, 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 yeah. I used to get. My mom used to call me from my bedroom, Louis. Come over. What, Ma? Gave me the TV guide, and it was right by her feet. I'm like, are you serious, Ma? Like, come on.
Oh man.
So we were raised tough, man. We played in the street. I played basketball with a milk crate stapled to the pole. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have fancy things growing up. My mom worked hard for what we had, and we come from a poor family that busted their ass. My grandma worked till she was like 70 years old
Yeah.
as a seamstress. She used to tell me they were making like 60 cents an hour when they came
Unbelievable.
here. You know what I'm saying? So like I hate people don't know about me, bro. They just don't know about me,
Well,
bro.
you know what? Like I said, our goal here on Jofo in the Ring is to showcase these great independent talents out there, because not a lot of people know about these people. And you know what? If I could give a platform for people like you, and we've had a guy like PJ Savage a couple of
I
episodes ago.
watched his
So
show. I watched
yeah,
the
so
interview
it's
right
he's
before this.
you know what I mean? Like it's sad because like it's the same thing with Jeremy Prophet. These people are not looking to the right places, maybe, or maybe the scouting is not out there for to check out talent like yourself, or maybe like Jeremy Prophet as well. But it's tough because he's in Canada, but at least you guys have the opportunities around you to
Yeah,
succeed. And you
Yeah.
know what? Instead of saying, "Hey, there's a pandemic on, I'm going to sit on my ass, eat a bag of chips, and watch TV,"
Yeah, yeah. Get out there and
you
work
go
out,
out
dude.
there, go work, and you know what? Just throw yourself out there, and that's why I admire about you because, like I said, I didn't know about the Pro Wrestling Magic promotion, and
Right.
to see that it's plus 500 days that you're the champion there. So there's only big
543, 543, man.
543 and counting. So and you
Well,
said
no,
that
no. So the people don't realize. All right. So like, so Magic, we have the Dark Arts title, which is kind of like that mid card title.
okay,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
like the television title or US title kind of thing. Okay,
Intercontinental. You know what I mean?
okay.
But we have like a twist on the rules. Like you get one rope break. There's no rules outside the ring. You can
Okay,
use
that's
closed
different.
fist
I like that.
punches. You know what I mean? So that was the first title I won. And I rocked that for 543.
Wow.
But you know, the way management was treating me and all this stuff, you know, I kind of like, we had a match recently, the one that I sent you where I flipped out at the end and I beat the crap out of everybody. And then, you know what I mean? So they, instead of like, you know, suspending me or whatever, they decided to strip me of the title. They took the title away from
Because I
me.
saw that. I didn't know the whole story, but I'm glad you're telling the story. Continue.
So they took the title away from me. I've never lost. I never lost. So they did some stupid freaking Dark Arts tournament, and Darius Carter, who I beat when he wrestled me for the title, I beat him. So now he wins and he gets the title and whatever. So I came out at the last show that we had and I beat the crap out of the new guys they brought. And then I told them, you know, I want a title shot. You want to strip me of my title? I want a title shot. So they forcefully, they were like, listen, we'll give you a title shot, but if you lose, you got to go. Get the fuck out of here. All right, bet. Because I know I ain't going to lose.
Exactly.
By hook or crook. At this point, it's like by hook or crook. I don't care. If I got to cheat, if I got to rip your eyeball out of your head, if I got to punch you in the balls, I don't give a shit. I'm going to smack you around, and if you think you're too slick with all these moves, and I don't play that shit, man. Back in the day, you got your ass beat in the street, and you took the beating like a man, and that's the fucking it. But now, you know, now I'm the champion there. The legit is my first, you know, my first title defense is coming up. I sent the title. They gave me that title with the leather falling apart and the backing. They used glue on the back of the belt. I was like, yo, I'm a champion. I'm not gonna represent whatever company that I'm championing. I'm not gonna represent them like a joke. You know, walking around with that title, you should be fucking embarrassed with yourself.
Exactly, because you're representing this company, this promotion right now, right? So it's
right.
Yeah.
So I got a guy. His name is Stokes Leather.
Okay.
You can find him on Instagram and stuff. He does re-leathering of titles. I see you're a fan of title belts.
Yeah.
So am I. I grew up with that. That's the one thing I loved was title belts.
Yeah.
So the title that the Magic has is the replica of the Andre 87.
Oh wow.
Now I'll send you a picture. It's on the way back.
Do.
It's finished.
Wow.
And the whole belt's remodeled. So I'm a big man. That belt was designed for Andre because the belt was too small for him.
Yeah.
So they created, right. It looked like a little freaking, like a belt you would wear on your pants.
Like the belts you would buy at Toys R Us or something, you know?
Exactly. So they created this belt for this big man who is the god of big men.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That is the big man.
Hands down.
And I'm not representing him and his legacy with some belt that's falling apart. So I sent it out, and the kid redid it for me. I'm gonna blow your mind away, bro. It's beautiful. I can't wait to do the promo, and then everybody's gonna want a title shot because oh my god, that shit's beautiful. You know what? You're gonna have to kill me for it, bro. You're gonna have to kill me for it.
That's what I love about you, man. You got that drive and passion, man. And honestly, I feel like I'm watching a wrestling show right now, just watching you do these promos right now.
Bro, you talk about Canada. I grew up watching Bret Hart be the man. I saw Bret Hart represent what a champion was.
Exactly.
He held that belt with pride.
Yes.
He walked around like, yo, you're going to have to kill me for this belt.
Exactly. And you felt that emotion off him when he was the champion, right?
Yes.
Especially here. And I know like the way everything went with him and Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold, but the thing was he was supposed to be a good guy, but this whole thing with the Canada versus US, he would go to US, he'd get booed, and from Canada he was a hero's welcome. It's
royalty, yeah, dude,
crazy,
yeah.
crazy.
What a stupid American for you, you know.
Speaking of all,
they bite into the, oh, he's Canadian, boo! What's wrong with Canada? Weed's legal. They're fucking nice people. They love hockey. They fucking drink. What's wrong? Like, what?
And we're basically neighbors, basically. You know what I mean? We're one.
You're the one people that don't hate us. Like, like, I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. I'm dying to go to Canada.
Speaking about promotions, are any of your goals this year to maybe show up on a big promotion, like maybe like a Ring of Honor or an MLW or maybe even AEW or WWE?
If given the opportunity, obviously, I would take it for any promotion. I was supposed to go and be an extra on WWE.
Okay.
But they canceled because of COVID, and I kind of like lost that opportunity. They're like, we'll contact you in about 4 or 5 months, wait for everything to calm down. This was when they canceled the underground stuff.
Okay.
So like, I was pretty excited. They were like, bring certain gear to, I was probably going to be on that underground. Yeah. I don't care. I'm like,
an extra or
anything, I don't care, dude. I'm 7 feet tall. Just walking into the building, they would have noticed me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like, I was heartbroken. I was like, dude, I just need to be in the right place at the right time. You know what I'm saying? And
that's what it is in this business. I'm sure you could relate to that too, right? And in other situations, maybe not just this one, but it is the right place, right time. Sometimes who you know and who you don't and stuff like that. So, but that would have been an experience to see you on Raw Underground for sure.
Bro, I had the hotel booked. I had the flight bought. I was ready to go. I bought a suit. I was like, yo, this is happening. And then like a week before, they're like, yeah, we got to cancel due to COVID. We'll get back to you. And I was just like, I spent like $1,000, to get myself look good. I got a nice tie. I got a nice pin. I got the fucking thing to put in. I don't know, man, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm like, the way I feel is like, just be patient. You know what I mean? It's been longer than what I thought.
Just be ready for it. Just because they could call tomorrow. They could call it after we get off the air today. They could call, email us. You never know. But the most important thing is, like I tell everybody, and everybody has told me, that you have to be ready for this moment because it can happen at any time of the day, any time of the week.
Exactly.
So you have to be ready. But hopefully, if you have a great year, like I see you're having so far, the sky's the limit for you. Hopefully,
I'm hashtag year of the big man.
Year of the big man. I like that.
Since Brodie Lee passed,
rest in peace.
Absolutely. It was one guy I wanted to actually meet in this industry, possibly work with in this industry, and they called him Big Rig. I was calling myself Big Rig before he was signed, to WWE.
Oh, wow.
So like I had a connection with him. I watched coming into wrestling. I would watch his stuff because of how he wrestled. He reminded me of, Brodie.
Yeah.
And how crazy he was. And he had that trucker flair to it and the beard and you
can relate in a sense, right?
You know what I mean? So like when he passed, I swear to God, a week later, it was like I won the title with Magic. My boy Chuck Payne won the title at H2O Wrestling.
Wow.
Another kid that I know, Austin Towers, I think in Georgia, he won the fucking heavyweight title. Wow. So I'm like, yo, it's the year of the big man. It's time to step up. It's time to show people that, listen, we're no jokes. Yeah. We're here. We're around. It's not just about the little guys anymore. I know they're amazing to watch. It's fun to watch. Yeah. It's fun to see these people do these acrobatic stuff. But listen, you do a moonsault with me, I'm going to punch you out of the air, and I'm going to pick you up by your head, and I'm going to slam you through the mat a few times like a freaking silverback gorilla. I don't care about all that finesse and flash. I'm just going to try and hurt you. So I think that the big men all over the industry, we need to step up and be like, whoa.
Yeah. We're still
man.
here. Exactly. We are still.
Yeah, slow your roll. I think it's time to show these people, listen, good on you.
Yeah.
I wish I could do a moonsault. But don't.
Have you ever tried a boot salsa? If you don't mind me asking.
Nah, man. Listen, I like walking. You know what I mean? I like picking my kids up. I like, being able to drive a stick shift.
Use
I
that,
don't need
I
to.
guess. Use the 7 foot reach that you have.
No, dude. No. I can do the old school though. I do the old school like Taker did, like to a T.
Really?
My spine buster, I swear to God, is like I'm not a cocky person, but I think my spine buster is one of the best in the industry. Period. I put money on that. I put money on that. It's like Arn Anderson esque. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
we're all big fans of Arn Anderson. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So,
Do you
um,
watch? Do you watch? Do you watch a little bit of AEW and WWE, like what's going on right now and
I watch
wrestling?
all of it,
Yeah.
man. I watch
Yeah.
all of it. It's where I want to be. But you know what? Since I've started wrestling, dude, I can't watch it like a fan anymore. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes. I could
So
not I
now,
could relate, but I'm sure there's little things that it's like you look to yourself and like, what the hell is this? What are they doing that for? So
yeah, it's like, God
yeah.
damn it, this guy gets an opportunity and he fucked that spot up. I would have fucking slammed that dude on his head and it would have looked beautiful. Hey, but it's just the inside that I'm a competitor, dude. I don't know how many remotes I break when I'm playing Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like I'm a competitor, I'm a fighter, so I don't like to lose. I don't like to
Exactly.
see, you know, I'm not mad that people are getting opportunities. It's just frustration. You know what I mean? It's like,
And
hey,
but you
what
know
am I
what?
doing
It's
wrong?
motivation, I'm sure, for you as
Right.
well to
No,
see that.
absolutely, absolutely. It's more like it's like a damn. What am I doing wrong? And then what can I do to make it right so that I can get the opportunity?
Okay.
So it's not like I'm not wishing any bad on
No,
any
of
of these
course not.
guys that I know. Steve Gipke, Casey Navarro, they're on AEW now.
Yes,
Those
I've
are
seen that
really
as
good
well.
friends,
Yeah.
really good friends of mine, and I'm wrestling both of them February 13th in a triple threat for my title.
Okay.
So
Oh,
like I'm
you're
there.
wrestling Casey Navarro as well in the pro wrestling.
Yeah, it's a triple threat February 13th. Casey
Okay.
Navarro, Steve Gipke versus me. They both think that they're better than me. Gipke talks about this guy doesn't even hit the gym. He doesn't even work out. And then Casey
Is
Navarro,
he part of Jersey Muscle, if I'm not mistaken?
yes,
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 yes, yes. Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But I'm like, bro, all right. You live with your parents. You have a gym in their garage. I never see you with a girl. And then you're chirping on social media about me not being in the gym. You don't know my life like that. I don't
Exactly.
constantly post pictures of me in the gym. You want to know why? Because I'm delivering food to the country. I'm driving. I have a real job. I have a roof over my head that I pay for. I don't live off of mommy and daddy. And Casey Navarro too. And I'm tired of these fucking young kids thinking that they're better than me. I'm blessed. What are you blessed? You're 5'2". You got a booster seat in your BMW. You act like you're some fucking high rise superstar, and you're a jobber on AEW. You're like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. When I get these two in the ring, I'm gonna show them. I'm like, yo, talk all the crap you want, but like, you're gonna have to kill me physically to beat me.
I love that. I love that.
I've
Honestly,
been
man.
through I've been through every plane. I've been through guys punching my teeth out of my head because they think they're whatever, and I fought back. I never went down. I didn't run out of the fucking ring crying. I've wrestled Ken Dixon with a broken hand. I had to choke
Wow.
slam him, and I broke my hand before the match. I was in a seminar prior, and something happened. The kid hit me for real by accident,
Oh shit.
and rather than take my frustrations out on him and punch him in the mouth, I punched the wall like an idiot. So I fucking completely broke my hand, and instead of going to the hospital, I defended my title, and I walked
Holy.
home with my belt, and I went to work the next day. You know, I, I can't tell you the adversity I've been through. Everybody thinks they're better than me. I'm not the type of guy to walk into a place and be like, oh, I'm 7 feet tall, hand me the title. Nah, I
Exactly.
don't care who I'm wrestling. I don't need a title. I don't need a title. All I want is competition. At the end of the day, this is what's paying my bills or helping me pay my bills,
Yes,
which is
exactly.
really not really helping me pay anything because you don't get really paid shit in wrestling. It's like, here, you mind taking a few chair shots? Sure. You paying me for it? No, not really. All right, I'll still take the chair shots because it looks good on TV. You know what I'm saying?
How
So
is the
like,
whole independent like scene like like I know that Catalyst like because you obviously wrestle for Pro Wrestling Magic and Catalyst, are they okay with that? How does that work in the independent scene in New York?
Hey, bro, if I'm not signing a contract with someone, I'm not locked down with anyone. And
Okay.
that's with everyone around here.
Okay.
We work with certain companies you don't work for because it's kind of sketchy and certain
Okay.
people are
Okay.
sketchy and like, you don't want to put yourself involved with these
Of course, you
people.
probably heard something else
Um,
from somebody else or something, or
or it's all
took
over
your
the
word for it.
internet or whatever the case is.
Exactly.
I try to keep out of that.
Of course.
Um, but as long, I guess, it doesn't interfere with guys on the roster that may be opponents of mine down the road.
Okay.
I don't. It's never been an issue.
Because like I see
With
like obviously we see Casey Navarro. He's fought with Impact and he's fought with AEW, and obviously he fights with Pro Wrestling Magic as well. I'm
yeah,
sure he's gonna
yeah.
fight with Catalyst down the line as well. So I just wanted to get a little perspective of how because I'm sure there's all kinds of other promotions out there that say it's me or that's it kind of thing, and it kind of
There's
sucks
so
for the
many.
talent because if you're not making money with one promotion, like why should I stay here kind of thing, right?
Yeah, well, we're independent contractors.
Okay.
So everybody, if a company wants to use you, they ask you, hey, would you mind? Are you available this date? And if you're available, you take the booking.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's about making money in the long, in the end of it, it's about making money. It's about, you're doing a job. You're doing a job.
Of
You're
course.
working.
Of
So
course.
it's like, it's wherever you can get booked, wherever you can get, work, you know. Um, if they have plans for you, like, for instance, I was going to do a show in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. Battle on the Border is another company.
Okay.
They wanted me to go out there the weekend of February 5th and do two shows for them. But with what happened with Magic and winning the title, I had to reschedule with them because I couldn't go out there
Okay.
with being too close to their date and the next show date. I didn't
Okay.
want to take a chance of, injuring myself and just doing a
Exactly.
show
Exactly.
when I have to
There's a
defend the
priority
title.
because you're the champion there, obviously, right?
Right, right. And, I'm defending the title against two, they're high profile guys. They're on
Yeah,
AEW. They're
of course.
being seen by
Exactly.
everybody.
Exactly.
So, you got to kind of pick and choose your battles, I guess, if that's a better way of explaining it.
Is there a way for the fans out there to watch this match that you're going to be in? Is it going to be a live
Oh,
feed
yeah.
or is it going to be after? Where can we find
So,
the?
so February 15th is, it's a live taping,
Okay.
but it's going to be on the Fight Network.
Okay.
But if you go to Pro Wrestling Magic on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, they have all the info there. They have all the links there, but
Okay. Great.
it will be on
Perfect.
social media and streaming and stuff like that.
Okay. Great. Great. Great.
And I always put out my matches
Yeah,
always. So
that's one thing I see. Like
go right.
you're a hustler on social media, and that's another thing too. Like a lot of these wrestlers are neglecting the fact that social media is a free platform for wrestlers like you and
Yeah,
everybody
man.
else out there. So why not use it for as a tool to forward yourself in this business? And
Right.
it's sad to say there's a lot of guys out there that just don't use it at all, and it's like wow, it's like
Right.
why not use it?
Yeah, I try to plug as much as I can. I tag as many people as I can. I try to get out there as much as I
Yeah.
can. I feel like I have something to offer this
Of course, man. That's for sure.
opportunity. The world of wrestling is where I want to be, and I feel like even if I don't make it uh, on television, I do feel that one day, I'm going to own a business, and I'm going to train guys, and I'm going to
Wow.
put out a product of my own in the way that I feel is the right way to do it. So
That sounds great. That
I'm
sounds great
hoping,
because I know
dude.
that I'm sure is there a lot of wrestling schools, dojos in around your area, or is it just wrestling
There's a few.
promotions?
There's a few. There's a few, but like Wrestle Pro,
Okay.
they're a pretty big promotion slash school.
Okay.
They're doing shows in Canada, not Canada, in Alaska.
Okay. Wow.
They're bringing wrestling out there, and I think the last
Really?
trip they did, bro, I don't know what happened, but they were doing an outdoor thing. They put a ring on like a boat and like got it to another place and like set up a ring. And so like, come on, like who wouldn't want to be a part of that? You know what I mean? I think it's
Yes,
a
for
great
sure.
opportunity
Yeah.
to get out there and
Yeah.
bring wrestling to a part of the world that is isolated. Like they don't get that much. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So they're a big company, Creator Pro in New York. is another company that Kurt Hawkins,
Yes. Yeah.
it's his company. So he has a product that he puts out there. He trains guys also. The school that I went to is ECPW in Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey.
Okay.
Gino Caruso started me. He trained me to a certain extent, and then I kind of moved on. I felt like I was like a sitting duck in the wrong pond. So I, respectfully kind of moved away and started focusing with Magic, and then from there, it plateaued into several companies.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of places out here that you can get wrestling.
Yeah,
A lot of places.
That's for sure. We're gonna narrow it, close it down. If you want to plug your social medias, your YouTube, like I said, if you want to say it again, where are you going to be wrestling after the match with Casey Navarro and Steve?
Okay.
And if there's any other matches that are coming up, and yeah, go for it.
So you can find me on social media on all platforms, the Meadowlands Monster or LOU BRUNO. Facebook, LOU BRUNO is like the main one. Instagram, the Meadowlands Monster. Twitter, the Meadowlands Monster. I think it's at M Monster 2020, if I'm not mistaken, or Monster NJ on Twitter. YouTube. Basically, I got lucky when I picked my name. If you type in the Meadowlands Monster,
Yeah.
everything comes up and it's me. I picked a good one. I picked it. You either get monster trucks or you get me. So best of both worlds, I guess. You got monster trucks and my monster man. So yeah, just any social media, you'll find me.
I want to thank you for coming on the show. Honestly, it's been great to get to know you, and honestly, all the best of luck in 2021. And like I said, as a Catalyst wrestling fan, I hope to see you raise that title in Catalyst Wrestling in 2021.
And I hope to maybe have a beer with you one day in Canada, man.
Hey, you know what? Once these borders open, like I said, you'll probably see me in New York before you guys come here. Because I honestly, once these borders open, I'm taking that first flight out, man. I got to go to New York. Like I said, as a big Ranger fan, and I love the city, and I'm getting to know a lot of people in the New York area, like yourself, and I'd love to come and check out some independent wrestling in New York as well.
No, absolutely. And once again, Pro Wrestling Magic, check out Go Pro Wrestling, check out Wrestle Pro, all those companies in Jersey. They're great places to watch new talent. I'll be wrestling Casey Navarro and Steve Gipke. I'll slap those little youngins around a little bit. February 13th, Pro Wrestling Magic's, any of their social media, you'll find the links.
Amazing. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate the time you've given us. I know you're a busy guy, but I really appreciate it. And like I said, if there's anything in the future, like let's say after the match you want to come on and just shoot the shit for 5-10 minutes, or
yeah, dude, whenever you guys need somebody to come on, bro, just hit me up. Yeah, man, I'm more than willing to come on whenever you need me to.
I appreciate that, man.
Cool.
Thank you very much, man.
No, guys, it was an honor. Thank you.
All right.
Have a great night, man. Bye-bye.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Jofo In The Rings podcast, and a special thank you to the Meadowlands Monster. Like we said at the beginning of the show, we are here to support the Meadowlands Monster and do whatever you can to help support this Meadowlands Monster and his journey back to the wrestling ring. Go to GoFundMe and support this great wrestler, the Meadowlands Monster. We are behind you 110%. And I want to thank our great sponsor, Balboa Bakery at 102 St. Jean-Baptiste Boulevard, Local 52 in Chateauguay. One last thing, look out for all great content on our YouTube page, Jofo In The Ring's YouTube page. Subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need your help. So go to the Jofo In The Ring's YouTube channel, click subscribe, like, share, do all that skeet and scat. And remember, wrestling is life.